Kaboom! My name is King Lagazi, the 7-star general, the host of Yard Settings on Assassi Radio, an award winner as well, an MC for Lagazi Sound International. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, tune into the lion voice because time to tell our own story. So are you me, man? The lion coming on and boom and tell its own story. Africa and the world. Tune in, lion voice.
Well, front to us, a son was born and a child was given.
I want to ask you a question. Have you got your book? Haile Selassie's Ethiopia Volume 1, The Rise of the Priest Warrior King. I've read the book in its entirety, and I must say it's very inspirational, very informative, and very historical, right?
Them call him Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from sky. Them call him Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. They call him Tafari. Lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Tafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England.
Stick up in, because before we get into the mystics, I want the people to know who is Queen Mother Moses. We talk about Cassava Peace. Just take me quickly. Where were you born? Just take us up to right now so that we have some context. Because when we're going at the reasoning, I want the people to know who is delivering the message.
All right. Mabana UC. That means is the University College of the University of the West Indies. Okay. Right, that's the area of the IU, because I'm near a string, they
I was born there as well, So we're born in the same place.
You see that? And I want to tell you, alma mater, Howard University, I finally got to be a student when I was the last publishing class that Howard University, and I got a full scholarship, for publishing at Howard University, and we were the last class, and it was right after a party. It ended in Southern Africa, and the one that came from Southern Africa for it, he couldn't take it because he couldn't understand, how he was supposed to treat people who look like me equally. Yes. Because he might internalize, you understand? He's a party thinking. So it's a lot of things. So yes, I was born in Cassava. Peace, come home to the village, and I've been blessed to see 7 generations in that village. It named Cassava Peace. That means, you know what that means? It was a slave plantation that was planted.
Shift over a little bit this way. Shift, yes.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. So it was a slave plantation that was cultivating cassava. Okay. Yes, the bammy and all of that. Mm-hmm.
And many people who are not Rastafari would know that from the singer Movado popularized it within the dancehall space as the gully side, and these things he was singing about is right there in Cassava Peace.
Right there. As a matter of fact, you are the gully card, but my grandfather was the gully landlord. So even my mother then was rented from my grandfather. But no, we were over the gully up the hill on the other side. Nowadays, them call it the residential side. Because, you see, my great-grandmother, right, she know, and my grandmother, it was the takul with the floor was mud floor.
Okay,
Direct Africa, the connects and everything. See. Then my mother now bring it up our next generation. She get some wood when you paint it, it look like it's concrete. And when you come on my village, you can come see it still look like it's concrete. You understand? And that are from almost decades now, 6 decades, right? So no, then that was my great grandmother, right? Then my grandmother, then my mother, right? Then me, 4 generation. Then me go have my daughter, the 5th generation, and she have my granddaughter, the 6th generation, and my granddaughter have my great granddaughter. So me see 7 generation of freed. We're born free. You of us in a this farmer slave plantation That is a great thing for I and I. You know, see it. And my daughter now own name of your daughter, Jania. Because Nia, the Kiswahili principle for purpose, she say for your daughter to come uphold your purpose. And her daughter, my granddaughter, in turn, have named my great granddaughter also Jania. So I mean I have nothing to do with it. So I feel good for know say seventh generation and we are all it in our bars. We are
Yeah,
all
man.
it.
Give thanks. Give
Yes.
thanks.
So, you
And
know, me
so
need
what?
somebody to give me my first Sunday school class when I'm 7 years old. You understand?
Okay.
Because you have to
Okay.
have Sunday school close to go to the big church down at Manuelville Road, Rosedale. You know, see it. And my mother did not go to America from 1964. So me had the clothes, but the villagers, the children, them they never have it. So when me 7 years old now, them would have come in at the village at evening, Sunday evening time, and pray for those who old and sick and disabled and whatever. And one Sunday, the matriarch of the, you know, them head wrap, of course, now them full white long dress. You pray. Me and my little pick to themselves now with that you would not even pay them no mind. I'm just start praying them getting that spirit. And by the next Sunday at the big standpipe. Yes, Miss Night standpipe. Yeah, them the, grass and coconut thing them set up. And anything them teach me at Sunday school in the morning, Sunday morning, me come in the village and teach my peers, some of them older than me, Sunday evening. So that was my first. Then I go America 7 years later at 14 years old. And them want to put me in a junior high school, even though I'm done in a high school how long already. All right. So too, we under the British system. Me decide now, say, all right. Them in the assembly, them say the board, the New York State Board of Education is funding a tutorial of peer tutors that are honest students. So me decide say, boy, to me do it the British way, me the American, you know, when you in Rome, you do as the Romans do, me want go master them own in America. So me go there after school tutorial program. 15 minutes after I was at the tutorial program, I was tutoring the tutor. Half an hour later, this Jew man come over and never forget his name, J. Libel, never forget his name. And him say, congratulations, look on him strange. He said, you're a newest tutor. That's how I got my first paid job with New York State Department of Education. So that was 4 years later. You see, so I think them doing the going at seven, you know. And
So so
7 years
you
later,
came to America
America.
as a teenager. You came to America
Yes,
as a teenager.
13. At
So
13.
when did you first when were you first attracted to Rastafari? When or were you
Oh,
born?
it's not me, man. Them give me the same 7 year old all the time. I know say everything in place. Cause my granduncle give me my first chalice at 7 years old. And three
Okay,
years ago, I was my mother let me know that he was the one that got the gift to communicate with the ancestors, and he could see them and communicate with it. So it's after that now me I me I go find out now that I am the one that this was recognized as the one that got the gift, and it was passed on to, so I had to give me that chalice at 7 years old. And the matriarchs give me my Sunday school at 7 years old too. So, this has been my life thing. Come remember, when we are going Sunday school, you always get a one sentence to study for the next week, And so I always, and one day, me I study one Sunday evening, me I study my one sentence, me say, you know what? One day when I grow up, I am going to read this book from the beginning to the end.
to the
seven
end.
years old, I made that pledge, right?
Okay.
And America, and
So were you Rastafari at 7 years old or
yeah,
when?
me I say, yeah, man, me I say, Ross, see,
Okay.
cause we in our
So was
village,
your family Rastafari? Because I hear you say Sunday
me when
school.
my grandmother know, right? My
Yes.
grandmother, her head always wrap, a pure long skirt she wear, and she always have me with her at the shepherd on the table, just like Naya Bingi. You over
Okay.
from a little bit, and them always a sing for the conquering lion shall break every chain and give us
Okay.
a victory again and again. That was the theme song. You over.
Okay.
So you see, Naya Bingi. So me coming at this fear through Naya Bingi. Oh, me go to the
Okay.
first 12 tribe meeting. And them say you have to study a chapter per day will keep the devil away. You have to study it from beginning to the end. Me say, what? Although me a bingy daughter and anything join off a pop, that one year the first time you ever join anything, you know, see it. Step up as, you know, a registered Rastafari and give me vote to the King of all kings, Lord of all lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. That was the first time when the two
Okay.
sevens clashed.
Iron Vice. Yeah. Well, don't be afraid, for I am with the eye. I will bring thy children from the east and gather thee from the west. I shall say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from afar, my daughters
and daughters,
while you waiting. Down in the west it seems your life frustrating. Down in the west it seems the haters keep hating. Africa awake, creators start creating. Then we'll be repatriating. Me and me woman love making. Leave Babylon and them hating. One love Africa and Jamaican. Then we'll be repatriating. Whole family them celebrating. Leave Babylon and them hating. One love Africa and the Haitian. The story written in my DNA. Them up my foreparents never get no pay. But down in a them system I could never stay. For 100 years been planning a getaway. Them put us down in a the ghetto, now things get away. And the way the system set up seems it's set away. Now the ghetto youths them praying for a better day. I know them bugger them vex the day we step away. Until then, we will be repatriating. Me and me woman love making. Leave Babylon and them hatings. Black Americans will be participating. Then we will be repatriating. Whole family them celebrating. We leave Babylon and them faking. In a Brazil them and mama communicating. The story written in my DNA. That's why me couldn't work for no CIA. That's why me couldn't work for no DEA. How many innocent lives did they put away?